I hope you're ready for this episode because I have been so excited to film this one for you. It has been such a long time coming. If you're watching this with the video, I don't know that I will ever stop smiling during this entire episode. Today is all about going out of your comfort zone, embracing new opportunities, and surrounding yourself with a community that brings out the best in you and just encourages you and inspires you to be exactly who you want to be. Today is all about my experience spending the weekend with the amazing, incredible women of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit. Let's get into it. Welcome back to She's Probably Talking to Other Guys. My name is Annie of the Banannie Diaries, and I am beyond excited that you're here tuning in to this episode. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit holds such a special place in my heart for so many different reasons. We're going to get into some of those reasons today, including our usual deep dive into some assumptions that are made about Sports Illustrated Swimsuit as a whole, and just giving you some little bits and pieces of the weekend that I had with them, which still makes me smile really big. Again, if you're watching this on the video, you can see how wide my smile is. I think my face is going to hurt after I'm done filming this episode. Just a friendly reminder, I am not a therapist, psychologist, or expert in human behavior. Everything shared here is based on personal experience, opinions, and a lot of conversations over coffee with friends. If you're struggling with something deeper, I always recommend seeking professional help in chatting with a licensed professional. This is a judgment-free, assumption-checking zone, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Let's do a quick recap of last week, and then we're going to get right into this episode. Last week was episode number 7, Gossip Games in Your Own Head. We dove into kind of the paranoia of thinking that other people are talking about us or fake scenarios that we make up in our own head, usually because we don't have all of the facts. So we start to make assumptions about what people are saying about us, if people are thinking about us, generally leading us down this rabbit hole that is best that we don't go down in the first place. So if you feel that you have some paranoia that people are thinking about you, or maybe you just overall find yourself overthinking your conversations you've had with people or your interactions you've had with people, tune into that episode and I would love to hear your thoughts on it if that helped you out. I truly appreciate so many of you listeners and parts of this community reaching out to me and telling me how much this podcast means to you. That means so much to me, and I truly appreciate it. This is a journey that I have been wanting to start for a while, and I'm so happy that I did. So, your comments truly mean the world to me, and I greatly appreciate them more than I could ever use words to explain. Today's episode is titled Beyond the Bikini, What Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is Really About. I have such love in my heart for the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit community. This has been such like an incredible growth journey, teaching me so much to love myself, to embrace myself, that truly like the sky is the limit and there really is no limit to what you can achieve, but you need to be genuinely yourself during the entire process of your journey. When I first connected with Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, it was actually Haley. I adore her so much, and I'll never forget, I took photos in this purple bucket hat and this purple bikini outside, and she commented on it and told me how much she loved my hat. And I think my jaw literally dropped when I saw that comment from her. And I knew the community was amazing before that, but that really just solidified my feelings of I want to be in this community. These are the people and the women that I want to be surrounded by. And honestly, this community has changed my life for the best. And I told you I wasn't going to stop smiling during this entire filming. When I told my family and a few of my friends, I only told 5 of my friends that I was going. My best friend, her little sister is basically, she's not little anymore, but she's basically my best friend also. They're essentially my sisters. And then my trainer knew I was going. I was so excited. I couldn't contain myself and it just came out. My dance partner knew I was going. He's also witnessed like my entire experience since I connected with Sports Illustrated Swimsuit. So I think that his perspective in a future episode would be interesting to hear. And then one of my friends, I mentioned him before that I really want to get him on the podcast. So they were the only friends that I told were going. And then my family obviously knew. My mom was so excited. She was so cute. She was really excited for me to go on this journey. But I have to say, she was so excited for me to meet Camille. Um, First of all, yes, we're New England Patriots fans being in New England. But we've always just loved the New England Patriots. And she has loved Camille. I mean, honestly, who wouldn't? She is such a sweetheart. But my mom was so excited. She was texting me like, as soon as you meet her, like, I want to see your photos. So that was just really fun that my mom was really excited for me to also meet some of these amazing people. But again, my face hurts already, guys. I'm smiling so much. But everyone was very excited and everyone was very encouraging of me to go out and experience this. They all know that I'm more of an introverted extrovert. I am very shy when I meet new people, but they all encouraged me to go and to just be myself and put myself out there. And I am so happy that I did. So, to my fellow individuals with introverted tendencies, if there's something that you've been thinking of going for, something safe, obviously, please be careful. But I highly recommend doing it because this was something that was on my bucket list for a very long time to actually be able to go to one of their events and meet them. And everything fell into place this time where I was available, I could go. It worked out perfectly and everything just fell right into place this year. So I truly felt that I needed to just go for it and I'm so happy that I did. So if you needed a sign to go for something that you can't stop thinking about, this might be your sign. If you've been here all along or this is your first time listening to the podcast, it's called She's Probably Talking to Other Guys because assumptions are a part of daily life, whether we realize it or not. We're going out and we make assumptions about people, about things. If you don't do that, congratulations. I would love to know your secrets. I'm sure everyone else would also. But the whole concept of this podcast is we take apart assumptions. We talk about why maybe they are true, why most likely they aren't true, and how we can shift our thoughts from assuming things into filling our thoughts with reacting based on fact or just trying to overall switch negative assumptions to positive curiosity. So, we have reached the portion of the podcast where we're going to go through some common assumptions made about Sports Illustrated swimsuit. Let's dive in. So, assumption number one is it's just for men. So the assumption generally would be that the magazine or the objective of the magazine is purely for the male gaze. And that literally couldn't be more wrong. I believe it was Lauren, the cover girl. She's so sweet. I went in the back for a bikini fitting and she was back there and she literally picked out my swimsuits for the fitting and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." She picked out some really amazing swimsuits that I fell in love with. But overall, she's so kind and she is so welcoming and just makes you feel at home. And I absolutely loved spending that short amount of time with her. And she's just so sweet. And congratulations to her for everything she's achieved. I absolutely adore watching her shine on social media. I love it. So, my point in bringing her up is that people, or someone specifically, commented about how, like, who is this magazine even for? Something along the lines of that. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit works every day at changing those mindsets and putting out into the universe what they really are. And it is about celebrating women. And they speak that, they live that, they breathe that. And people are going to say what they're going to say, but at the end of the day, they truly live by their goal of celebrating women, celebrating all women. For me, especially, this has literally like nothing to do with getting the attention of men or trying to like impress them in any way whatsoever. For me, this was all about having confidence in myself and feeling like when I went in for that fitting, I didn't even think twice about stripping down and going in a bikini. I didn't think about what I looked like in the moment. I didn't think about what they were going to say about me or what they were going to think about my body. Like, I didn't. I literally went in so excited and I put those bikinis on so fast and came out and all these gorgeous women were just so supportive. And again, I didn't even stop for a second to think anything about myself or anything about my body. And for me, that was a huge step forward, especially growing up in the dance industry. Fellow dancers, maybe you've experienced it. Uh, and I still do have a hard time sometimes when I see photos or I look at myself. And luckily, I have my friends there to remind me, like, girl, you look amazing. We know you're doubting yourself, but you look amazing. And they're always encouraging me to find that because people were not very nice in the dance industry, from my experience. When it came to dresses, when it came to what I was wearing, people had a lot of negative things to say, and people still do about other people. And it's just not cool. That's like not the energy we're going for. So for me, just to think back and actually be like, oh my gosh, I literally had my bikini on in front of all these amazing women, in front of Lauren, the cover girl, like, and I never thought twice about what I looked like. I was so happy and just me being me. It was amazing. So I highly recommend working on your self confidence and finding a group of people that make you feel really good about yourself, that you can't stop smiling, like me right now. But back to the idea about it being for men, I didn't think twice if I sent my fitting photos to my dance partner or if I sent my fitting photos maybe to one of my friends because they were so excited for me that I was there. They knew that that wasn't the point. Like, that's not the point of me sending these to you. The point is, you knew I was going. You were so supportive of me going. Like, I know that that's not the way that you're going to look at these photos right now. So, whether I sent them to my best friend or I sent them off to a different friend, the result was the same because they knew, and my friends know, that the goal is not to get male attention. That's not my purpose in sharing any of this. It's celebrating the fact that I did this. This was amazing. And what a huge step forward this experience was for me. So, sorry, boys. You might like my Instagram photos or my social media photos, but they're not for you. Assumption number two, the assumption that Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is only focused and only cares about swimsuits. So The reality of this is Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is about empowerment. It is about fashion. It is about lifestyle. It is about sharing fitness tips. Katie Austin was absolutely amazing. I'll share a story with her in a second. But it's about creating bigger conversations about women, about empowerment, really about making the conversations that surround women positive. So, yes, the swimsuits are gorgeous. Yes, they are like a huge plus of the entire magazine, but it is not the sole purpose is just to showcase bikinis. There is such a bigger message behind the bikinis. Rewind to a few weeks before I left, I decided I was going to clean and I found some DVDs. And within the DVDs, there were two that I swore by in high school, and they were Denise Austin. They were her Pilates and yoga videos, and I had those on the TV all the time. My mom would come in and she would find me working out to Denise Austin. And then fast forward to Katie Austin taking her love for fitness and for healthy lifestyles and making her own brand out of that. When I met Katie, I told her how I found her mother's DVDs in my collection, and it was just so fun. And for me, that was like a little full circle moment too. I didn't get to meet her mom, but I would absolutely love to meet her one day. I just thought that it was so fun to be able to engage with her. When I had taken like a brief break from the gym, I loved, and I still do, Katie Austin's workout videos. I would find her on Instagram and I would follow along to the workout videos that she has on there. And I just have so much love for her and her mom for how they helped me to shape such a positive thought process around fitness and eating well. So that was my little story with Katie. Again, I missed her mom, but I just thought that was so fun that I found her mom's DVDs right before I left for this event. Going back to the moves that Sports Illustrated Swimsuit makes, they're all related to bigger conversations about empowering women, about empowering everyone to be themselves. There were live podcasts being filmed that had so many different topics, different people doing interviews. Caitlin Bristow, you are amazing and I love you. That was so fun being in the audience for your podcast. But again, it was the event was a whole combination of empowering women, beauty, fashion, skincare, fitness. There were workout classes, which the Soto method kicked my butt. And I ended up front and center. And people were telling me that I motivated them behind me, which I'm very happy for that because that last final plank, I think I was about 2 seconds away from dropping right on my face because that was a really good workout. Thank you. Um, but again, it was such a whole mix of so many different topics and different events going on within the one event. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is about their message. It is not just about swimsuits, it is not just about bikinis, but it's one big amazing message and amazing movement that I'm so happy to be a part of. The next assumption is that Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is only for one look or one body type. That is so incredibly wrong. If you look at the magazines, if you look at their social media, so many women are represented, and that assumption is just, I don't really think we even need to spend that much time on that one because that is just so not what Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is about. So many women of all different ages, all different shapes, all different representations, all different careers as well, from athletes to women in social media to women who are models full time. It is full of so many different incredible inspiring women. So we're going to leave that one there. Assumption number 4 is the assumption of competition between women. This could not be more wrong. So all of the women there support each other. Like, it is so inspiring to watch how they all support each other, how they all love each other. It is truly a sisterhood full of amazing, incredible women, led by amazing, incredible women. I had the opportunity to meet MJ, the editor. What a radiant, gorgeous, loving human being she is. She radiates kindness, and just, she was absolutely incredible to have a conversation with. And she's one of those people where you walk away from the conversation feeling just so good about yourself and just so incredible. I saw a little meme or quote on social media the other day, and I shared it to my stories. It was about how some people are just sunshine in human form, and they just leave you feeling so incredible after interacting with them. And she is definitely one of those people for sure. My experience with a lot of the other women there is the same as what I just said: very supportive, very loving. One thing that I actually love the most is a lot of women there uh, came alone, including myself. I didn't go in to this experience knowing anyone, and I left with so many connections and so many positive experiences with the women, all of the models, and the women who attended, all the same. Shout out to Selena and Mariah, because they were the first two women that I met in the event, and I was there alone, and they both came up to me, and we were with each other for pretty much the entire event. So shout out to you, amazing women, because I was shy, and I was in the moment where I had just walked in and I wasn't really sure what to do, and I was trying my best not to let my introverted side take over. But they found me, and we got to spend time and get to know each other throughout the entire weekend. And now we can keep up with each other on social media, seeing we all live in very different parts of the country. But that was something that was really special. And some of the other women that I followed for a while, and I finally got to meet you, that was also amazing too. And I love that. So the connection and the sisterhood is just an incredible experience. And I'm so blessed to have all these women in my life, and I can't wait to meet more as time goes on. From the women who were there working at the event, this, I should have gotten her name, amazing makeup artist from Anastasia Beverly Hills, did some of my makeup on day 1 and then did more of my makeup on day 2. The amazing women over at Batiste who did my hair, the incredible women over at the Attain Med Spa who gave me a facial that, by the way, lasted me for at least a week. I was glowing. I put a post up saying I woke up like this because I literally woke up glowing. I got that facial post workout, so that workout class I mentioned before, and it was just so relaxing. And I am so happy that I found them, because as a sensitive skin girly, it is hard for me to find somewhere for a good facial where I don't break out. So sensitive skin girlies, I'm going to push you on to Attain Med Spa, because my skin glowing and radiant. I'm so excited to go to their actual location for a facial one day. That is on my bucket list. But everyone there was absolutely incredible. I met Camille when I was getting my hair done on day 2, and she is such a beautiful human being, like inside and out. She was so sweet, and you bet that I had to mention to her that I'm a professional ballroom dancer. I watched an interview of her. I don't remember how long ago it was now, but she said that she always wanted to be on Dancing with the Stars. And I love that. So that was a fun connection that we have, that we're from Connecticut, and we're both dancers, and that just made for me the experience of meeting her more special, because she has always been someone where I love engaging with her social media accounts because she is just such an inspiring, and you can tell just what a good person she is. And meeting her was, it was like talking to a friend that I knew for a while. So that was really exciting being able to connect with her. And I was in one of the podcast filmings with her, and it was one where the girls were almost in happy tears because they were talking about the sisterhood and how much each of them has been there to support each other. So, this assumption of competition is just like not real whatsoever when you actually realize what this community is about. You will throw that assumption of competition like right out the window. It is so loving and so supportive. It is truly like an incredible group of women to be around and to have in your life. I'm going to share some of my personal takeaways because I have gotten messages from listeners and from my Banannie Diaries community that this podcast has helped them to not necessarily recover, but to handle situations better or differently than that they've handled or experienced them in the past. So, some of my personal takeaways from this is that you need to love yourself first. You have to find everything that it is about yourself that you love and just embrace it. If you feel like you're stuck, you want to think of the things that are in your gut that you want to achieve, and then think to yourself, how can I get there? And then, this is like my thing. I never remember where I see quotes and phrases and these great ideas from. But there was a post a while ago. It was about saying no to things that don't align with your future self. So maybe there are things that you've been saying yes to, whether you were being a people pleaser or you just thought that you should say yes to, or maybe it was something that you thought you wanted and then you realized you didn't want it anymore. You can start saying no. If you want to change the direction you're headed in, or there's something that you really want to achieve, spend your time, even if it's just a little bit every day, spend your time getting yourself closer to those goals or getting yourself closer to that place that you want to be. Maybe you have an idea like, oh, maybe this will get me to where I want to be. So spend some time doing whatever that might be. But I think something that was a takeaway for me from this event is that I was myself. And yes, I was nervous, but this was me being in a large social situation where I was very nervous, but I made friends. I made these amazing connections. I was surrounded by these incredible women, and I felt so safe. I felt that I could relax. I felt that I could truly be myself. And yes, there was still some hesitation because I'm meeting these people for the first time. I was nervous. There was still like that thought in the back of my head, like, you don't want to say the wrong thing, this and that. But it was truly such a wonderful experience. And being able to feel good about myself afterwards and not overthink conversations that I had or feelings that I maybe had, right? I didn't overthink them because this was such an incredible experience. And this is something that I know is going to help me continue on my growth journey, right? So I need to find like pictures from the first time I connected with Sports Illustrated swimsuit to now. Not only do I look incredibly different, like just my life has been like one growth journey after another, and they have not all been good experiences. Let me point that out. It's not that all of a sudden everything was easy. Absolutely not. I went through the hardest point in my life a few years ago, which was, I'd have to get an exact timeline. I don't know 100%, but it was during the period of time that I had already connected with Sports Illustrated swimsuit. So again, I think that your life experiences are going to help shape your future self. And yes, in the moment, we don't always know what the right choice is, but we learn a lesson. The hope is that we learned a lesson, and then later on, we can make different choices if the same situation comes up or if a maybe worse situation comes up, something along those lines. It's all about growing and then reflecting. So I feel that reflecting is a huge part of it. And then just learning from others along the way when people want to share their point of view on something, maybe take what resonates with you and leave the rest. I say that on every single episode because not everything that comes up in every episode is going to be for everyone. And it's the same in your life. Not every opportunity that comes up in front of you is going to be an opportunity that aligns with what you want in the future. So you truly want to say yes to things that get you closer to where you want to be. And maybe it's a little uncomfortable depending on the situation, but saying no to things that are not going to take you down the path that you want to go on. It's tricky. Again, I say all the time, it's easier said than done, but I am trying to give you some takeaways and some ideas that maybe help you to take a deep breath, maybe to let you know that being yourself is okay, that not everybody has all the answers for everything. It's all one big learning experience. Another idea to consider is that assumptions based solely off of social media may not be right. I mentioned in a previous episode that I don't like the phrase that social media is fake. I mentioned that I prefer the phrase that social media isn't the whole picture. So you're seeing a photo or you're seeing a 15-second video of someone's life, and that's what you're seeing. You're not seeing what became before that video or what came after that video. You're seeing that video. So you're not getting the whole picture. You're not getting every second of someone's life. So I personally feel it is so hard to make an assumption about someone or about a situation based off of one photo or based off of one really short video that you just watched. And maybe you were watching it in the middle of doing something else. I think that social media assumptions are not, let's talk about negative social media assumptions. I don't think it's a good place for your mindset to be in to watch something and to believe a negative assumption you have about it. And this relates, I feel like everything relates to an episode. This relates to the episode about comparing, which, by the way, I saw your comments and your reactions, and comparing was a very popular episode. So thank you for your comments on that because now I know I need to do it. But anyway, watching social media and maybe making an assumption about comparison. The whole idea is you don't know. So negative social media assumptions are not the best place for your mindset to live in. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Let's do a quick recap. I know I didn't share everything, but I promise you that I will do future episodes doing a deeper dive into more of that weekend I spent with them and my growth journey and my overall growth by connecting with Sports Illustrated Swimsuit in the first place. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is a community. It's about empowering. It is absolutely women supporting women. Yes, it is also men supporting women too, but it is definitely women living life on their own terms, going after their own goals, and loving themselves unapologetically. Next week is what you've been through doesn't define you, it shapes you. I'm so, I always say excited for you to listen to this episode, the next episode. You can follow along on Spotify. This podcast is also streaming on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. You can also watch the video versions on my YouTube channel. I'm wearing my brand new sweatshirt that's going to be dropping soon at Shop the Banannie Diaries. It's cozy in a fall color, and there are so many other styles that will be dropping. I have a new mental health matters collection that's coming. That is one of the ones that I'm wearing right now. But anyway, maybe that will inspire you to head over to YouTube so you can see my sweatshirt from the Mental Health Matters collection at Shop the Banannie Diaries. But I'm truly so grateful for everyone who has supported this podcast and tuned in. I truly, like, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate all of your really kind comments, and it makes me smile even more than I already am smiling right now. My face hurts. I told you my face was going to hurt from smiling so much for filming this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And I'm so excited to talk with you next week.